Hi guys, I hope you're doing well and welcome back to my channel. Thank you for showing all the love and support for all this long. It really means a lot. So, a lot of you have a lot of questions to me regarding DUJAT, IPMAT, my schooling years, the college that I am a part of, the course that I am pursuing, and a lot of other relevant questions. So, I thought why not just answer all of them through a Q&A video. So, the much awaited Q&A video is finally here. Let's dive right into the questions and see what I have in store for all of you. So, the first question that I have is, hi, how should I prepare my DUJAT current affairs? I am really tense regarding that. Right, so this answer might be late for the batch of 2021 who have appeared for DUJAT 2021, but definitely for the coming years, I think current affairs is something that personally I was also very weak with. And I remember that before I started my preparation for DUJAT, I was mainly afraid of the current affairs section because usually other entrances do not have current affairs. Christ does have current affairs, but not IPMAT. So I was also personally very afraid. But how I managed and tackled to solve the current affairs section was to make sure that I go through all the current affairs and main news of all the past 1 year. So if I had my DUJAT in September 2020, I ensured that I knew all the major news from September 2019 till September 2020. So for that, I ensured that from the month of July to September, I was reading newspapers regularly. And before that, since I wasn't really pursuing reading newspapers during my boards and in class 12, so that is why to cover all of the major news from that time, I went through the coaching material that I had and tried to cover all the major news from that. I don't think that I perfectly aced the current affairs section personally because I feel that I wasn't very good with that section anyway, but I gave my best, and I believe that for any competitive exam that you have in mind in future, hoping if you're a part of college right now, you might be willing to pursue masters later, and you know that you have a competitive exam to crack, so just start with reading newspapers right now. All of this effort that you put in right now, reading reading and investing time in reading newspapers like for 15 to 20 minutes daily, you will realize that in a year you spent almost like hours on reading newspapers, and that would build your vocabulary, that would build your current affairs. And when the master's exam or the competitive exam finally comes, you will be able to crack it very easily because you will be so thorough with the current affairs. So please start reading newspapers anyhow. So the second question I have is, hey, which books or coaching did you use? Please answer. Right. So I get this question a lot about the coaching that I pursued. So first of all, I did not pursue coaching for IPMAT and DUJAT during my schooling years. So in class 12, I did not go for any coaching. I was very sure that I only have to focus upon boards, and that is why I had left almost everything personally reading. I did not even read novels or like books because I thought that my sole aim is just to do a bit of extracurricular, that is the positions of responsibility that I had in school. Other than that, I was mostly invested in studying or spending some time with my family and friends. So that is how I went about my class 12th. So there was no scope for studying for competitive exams or entrance exam as such. But once I got done with boards, I was relatively free, and also coronavirus had started, the pandemic had started. So I was wondering how I could, you never know how boards result turned out. You might also remember that at that point of time, many students had could not give their boards because of the pandemic, because there was a national lockdown. So I wasn't really sure about how the results would be for CBSE. So that is why I went ahead with taking up a coaching for 2 months, which was a crash course at Career Launcher. To be honest, I wasn't very serious at the initial start of the crash course because I had never really focused upon competitive exams and entrance exams because my sole aim was just board exams. But later, when the exams were approaching in September, I finally started preparing with a lot of hard work. I almost gave all the mock tests that the coaching had provided, and I also asked a lot of questions from my teachers, and there was a good learning experience overall. So that is about the coaching part. Then, hey, which books did I prefer? So okay, this is a very intriguing question because I did not refer to a lot of books. I just focused on quality rather than quantity. So I personally just revised. I almost went through the career launcher books for 2 to 3 times. I also had edu mentor books from my family friend. So I also went through those books. And lastly, I had few Arun Sharma books at my home. So I went through those, and also I watched a few videos provided by the coaching center. So that's about the books part. So moving to the next question. Hey, what sort of an internship are you doing? Just curious. Okay. So first of all, this internship that I'm talking about is my first internship, because gladly right now I'm also interning at second a very renowned startup. So this is my second internship, and I've also grabbed a summer internship from my campus, so that I think I would like to cover in another separate video. So I think my internships part of college is all set. So, talking about the first internship, when I made the video in which this question is asked, so that was basically an internship is in a consulting firm, and it's not a very renowned consulting firm, but it was purely consulting. So, I was able to gauge and see what consulting is all about. I was working primarily in the primary research department, but I also had a short stint in the secondary research department. And what kind of internship am I doing? So basically, my task was to understand the project that we're having in hand with respect to the client, then also allocating and understanding the project hypothesis, then undertaking all the information research and primary research related to the project, and also involving myself into data analysis, data manipulation, and data validation, and all of that, so as to ensure that we're able to deliver to a client properly within informed decisions and with informed conclusions about the problem that they're facing. So that is in general words about what I had done in my internship. Then the next question I have is, okay, so the next question I have is, did you crack the entrance? Now I'm not sure which entrance are you talking about, so I might not be able to answer this. Then the next question is, can you please tell me, is there an entrance test for BCom in Christ University? Yeah, there is an entrance test for BCom in Christ University. Okay, then the other question is, everyone who gives Christ University entrance test gives the interview, right? So yeah, when I was giving the Christ University entrance test, everyone was giving interviews, and mostly all courses had interviews. So yeah, I do believe that everyone has to give interviews, but I'm not very sure. To the particular courses that I know about, only those I'm sure about that they do give interviews. Now the next question is, so someone said that they'll be giving NPAT this year. So they asked me if I knew where they could find the answer keys or solutions to the current year NPAT sample paper. Right. So they've also asked me if it is available on NMIMS official website. So to make things clear, NPAT does not NPAT does provide you with a sample paper, but it does not provide you with an answer key. So it might be tough to find the answer key for the NPAT sample paper on net. But what you can do is that you can go on YouTube and search for NPAT solution or answer key, and there are a lot of YouTubers who might have solved the questions, or you could probably individually check all the questions on the net. So those questions can be found on the net, but you'll have to take out the time to search them all individually. That might be a very tedious task to do, but it is the only solution that you have, apart from the fact that you could wait for 2 to 3 days after the release of the sample paper, because one or two YouTubers would have definitely posted about it. So that's about the NPAT part. Then hey, please reply which online course you have purchased for IPMAT. Right. So as I mentioned that I purchased the crash course of Career Launcher, but it was completely online because the pandemic had just started, and I was very sure that it would be completely online only. There were very less chances that things would go offline. It's just that I bought the books. I actually got the books from the offline center, so I went there and got the books from there. So that's about the online course part. Then right, so this question has been asked a lot of times, and it's been very tough because I've been answering this all this long, but still there's the same question, is that did I clear the IP mat or not? And every time I answer this, I feel like, oh my god, I should really make a video for this so that people don't have to question me regarding this again and again. So to put it in very clear terms, I could not get through IPMAT Indore, but I did get through IPMAT Rohtak. But apparently, my board results had already come in before I gave my IPMAT results, and because my board results were decent, I knew that I would get a good college in Delhi University with those results. So that is why I did not go for IPMAT Rohtak or IPM program in Rohtak. So it was very tough because a lot of you keep asking me that if I got through IPMAT Rohtak or IPM Rohtak, why did not I join it? So this is why I would like to put it in clear terms that I knew that with my score and my board results, I would be able to get a decent college in Delhi University. And as I've already mentioned, I was very much, boards oriented and never competitive exams oriented, and that is why my sole goal was to get into Delhi University, and competitive exams were much of a backup plan. I mean, if I would have got through IPMAT Indore, I would have thought about it, and I would have enrolled probably. But in the current scenario that I had, I knew that the college and the course that I would want to pursue is a better option when it comes to the kind of career choices I have. So that is why I did not go for IPMAT Rohtak. I hope this is clear to each one and all of you. And okay, so the next question I have is that can you suggest me from where I can find mocks? Okay, so getting mocks for entrance exams is truly very tough. So personally, I would really suggest you that if you're really passionate about investing your time in mocks before entrance exams, you can enroll yourself in any of the coaching mock test series that usually start 1 or 2 months before the entrance exam, because the coach or the mock test series of various coachings have really well defined mocks, and the kind of coachings like Career Launcher and a few others are really renowned for the kind of mocks that they have, and the amount of mocks that they have. So the quality is also great and the quantity is also great. So it's not like it's not going to be worth it, because so why mocks are very important is because mocks are a major chunk of your preparation and should be a major chunk of your preparation. Basically define your practice and help you understand your strengths and weaknesses. That is why if you're able to and if you're willing to, then you should definitely invest in a mock test series in a coaching. Apart from that, there are a few sites where you can find mocks, but they also don't provide it very easily. They would probably ask you to sign up, they would ask you to log in. So that is why I wasn't very and once you've done the mock test also na, the sites would ask you that you send in your details and then they'll show you the result. So basically आप पूरा mock test दे दोगे 3 घंटे का, and after the mock is done, they'll ask you for your details, your phone number. They would probably call you and they'll say you कि आप हमारे कोर्स में enroll करो ना, आपको result देंगे, या फिर आप हमें pay करो and then हम आपको result देंगे. So that's not very a good option to go for when it comes to mock exams on the net, because they're not very freely available. So that's about the mocks part. Then so hey, can you please tell if there's an entrance test for BA Liberal Arts or only the interview? So for BA Liberal Arts also, I believe this is for Christ University, I believe. I hope this is for Christ University. So BA Liberal Arts does have an entrance test and it also has an interview. Right, so moving to the next question. The next question that I have is, you mentioned you were upskilling yourself. Could you please tell us what courses are you taking? Right. So I didn't mention that I am upskilling myself, and I would highly emphasize upon upskilling yourself in your college years. So I personally believe that this is something that has helped me a lot, is that I was very academic oriented in class 11th and 12th. I did not focus much upon skilling because I was very much academic oriented. But once you get a good college with all the academics and all the struggle that you've done with academics, I believe in college your sole aim should be to upskill yourself, because degree is important, but upskilling is the main game when it comes to pursuing a career or your occupation. So upskilling is very important. And could you please tell us what courses are you taking? So to mention about the courses that I am taking, when the pandemic started, there was a lot of talk about the e-learning courses that we have, and many MOOCs. So I went for a few social, so that was social media marketing course and digital marketing course, because they were free. And so I pursued 2 to 3 courses. The first one being the Google digital marketing course, which I believe a lot of people have done, mainly because it's free and also it's Google. So that's mainly the first course that people pursue. Then I did a few courses, few social media marketing and digital marketing courses by HubSpot Academy. I had also undertaken a course about artificial intelligence and the basics of artificial intelligence by the University of Helsinki, which is freely available on the internet. So you can also check that out. So yes, before my college started, I was really upskilling and I was really looking into e-courses. But I also realized that I wasn't really learning a lot. I was majorly focusing upon certificates, which is completely the wrong approach to go about courses. So please do understand that if you ever mention that you've done a course, you should be knowing about the course. So if you mention it on your LinkedIn profile, or if you mention it on your CV, or if you talk to people and tell them that you've done a course on a particular thing, please be sure that you know about a thing, so that if people ask you what you've learned in the course, you're able to answer it. So you were able to justify that you've done the course, and that is why you can justify your certification of the course. So that's my learning. So these are the courses that I had done. And while I was pursuing my degree, and in the first year, I did not go for any particular course. I believe I did a public policy course, which was by the Australian government. It's also freely available. I've mainly gone for only freely available courses. I haven't paid for any course as such. But if you ever get time, and if you have time in your hands right now, you should and you must go for online courses, because, and also paid courses, because they really help you to explore things, especially when you're sitting at home and you're not able to get the real life exposure and the real life physical exposure. So that's about courses. Could you also mention what competitions you're taking and where do you find about these competitions? So yes, competitions has been a major part of my first year college life, and I am so grateful that I was introduced to this aspect of college life very early on. And I would really suggest all of you to also start investing your time in competitions, because they're not just about being competitive, but they're also so much about learning new things. They're also about just exploring different things when you're in online mode. When you're in online mode and you have to optimize your college life, I think college competitions, internships, life projects is the best way to go about it. Otherwise you would not be able to justify your online college life in any manner. So competitions are very important. So the competitions that I mainly went for were case competitions and business plan competitions. Obviously they sound like very hefty words in the initial phase, but once you participate in 2 to 3 competitions, even though you might lose, but when you see the winners, when you see the kind of problem statements are repeatedly asked, you would understand the structure of the problems. And I'm sure by searching on net and asking your seniors and doing a bit of research yourself, you would be able to find out the right solutions to the given problem statements. So that is why you must go for case competitions and business plan competitions. And where do I find about these competitions is Dare to Compete. Dare to Compete has been my pastime search area. So whenever I get time, I go on Dare to Compete and I search for competitions where I can enroll. And what you can also do is, when you're searching for competitions and you see a relevant competition, you must enroll into that. बाद में if you don't get time, उस दिन time ना मिले, उस दिन if you have a commitment from college or a personal commitment, then don't participate in the competition. But the main thing is that register कर लो before the registration ends. So that is about the competitions part. Then so someone had many questions. So I'll go through all the questions. So the first question was, where were you able to crack IPMAT? I've mentioned that I was able to crack IPMAT Rohtak, but not IPMAT Indore. And yeah. Secondly, what was your experience with the writing ability test? Right. So I did give the writing ability test at Rohtak, and it was nice. It's just that I'm sure that even after your best exam, you feel like I could have done better. तो मेरा भी यही सीन है. I felt like I could have written a better essay or a better article. Yeah, but other than that, I felt like the topic was very relevant. It was about COVID-19, and the way it was conducted, it was in the online mode. It was conducted in while we were sitting at home, so it was very in a very conducive atmosphere. So that was my experience. I don't think I have a lot to share because that was just okay. There's nothing a lot that I can share about it. Then, did you go to CL coaching? Yes, I did go to Career Launcher for the crash course. Would you recommend it? I wouldn't want to say a lot about it, but personally, as a crash course, it has helped me a lot. Now, talking about the next question that I have is how to increase focus and sitting time while IPMAT preparation. So, I think this question is not very particular about IPMAT preparation, but it's mainly about how to increase focus and sitting time. A lot of us have felt that our attention spans have really shortened during the pandemic because of our extreme exposure to social media, reels, and Instagram and TikTok. So, right. So, how I increase focus and my sitting time for preparation of exams in college or for any sort of task that I have in hand is by switching off my phone and putting it aside. I think that's the only solution that really helps a lot. And apart from that, the other thing that could act as an obstacle is your environment at home. So first thing that you should do is switch off your phone. It's not like you should switch off your phone in all circumstances. It might be that you might want to have your phone around because you have a few certain important calls to pick up. But other than that, if you feel like it's conducive for you to switch off your phone for some time and focus just on the task at hand, then definitely you should do that. Secondly, even after switching off your phone or like putting your phone aside, you're not able to focus, then you should assure that the kind of environment or the room that you're in is conducive for you to study, right? So these are two things that I personally face as major obstacles. Let me know if there's any other obstacle that you're facing. I am not sure if if I had the solution to that problem, but I would definitely try to find one and correlate with it, my experiences, and help you with that. So that's about the increasing focus and setting time part. Then, why you were not able to crack IPMAT? Okay. Okay, so this is a very interesting question. So, as I've mentioned, I didn't really prioritize IPMAT, DOJAT, CUET at all. It was just a backup plan for me because I never knew, I wasn't very sure about how things turned during the pandemic, how results turned during the pandemic. And I'm sure a lot of you understand this too, that जब तक रिजल्ट्स नहीं आते तब तक यू आर श्योर कि कैसे होंगे, एंड समटाइम्स लक डजंट प्ले द रोल दैट यू रियली वांटेड टू. सो वो भी हो सकता है. सो दैट इज़ वाई जस्ट एज अ बैकअप प्लान आई वॉज प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर एग्जाम्स एंड घर पे थे एंड देर वॉज अ लॉट ऑफ टाइम एट हैंड. आर बोर्ड्स वर डन एंड देर वॉज अ नेशनल लॉकडाउन, सो यू couldn't really meet your friends or enjoy the fact that your boards were done. So you were at home and you could see that people are preparing for competitive exams. So I just took a shot and I wasn't very फोकस इन द इनिशियल स्टेज. मैंने बस एग्ज़ाम से 1-2 महीने पहले लाइक प्रॉपरली पढ़ाई शुरू करी थी. एंड ऑल्सो बिकॉज एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम एग्जाम्स रियली पोस्टपोन्ड अ लॉट. सो एग्जाम्स वर गोइंग टू बी हेल्ड इन अप्रैल, देन इट वेंट टू मे, देन इट वेंट टू अगस्त, देन फाइनली इन सेप्टेम्बर. सो इतना पोस्टपोनमेंट के बाद यू ऑल्सो गेट वेरी फ्रस्ट्रेटेड. So these weren't really my major focus, and that is why I personally think that IPMAT wasn't made for me, and that is why I'm very content with the course and college that I have right now. And yeah, so that is why I think I wasn't able to crack IPMAT. There's no other answer I have to this. Then how many books did you practice for IPMAT? So as I mentioned, I did not focus on a lot of quantity of books. It's just that a set of career launcher books that I have, a set of edu mentor books that I have, and a few Arun Sharma books, and that too only partially, because Arun Sharma books are divided into three sections, which are easy, medium, and hard. And the medium and hard part really gets to you. Medium फिर भी कर लोगे, but hard part, it's challenging, but it's also very tough, and it sometimes demoralizes you कि नहीं हो पाएगा पेपर, इतना टफ आएगा तो. So it's okay if you leave the hard part for Arun Sharma. Easy and medium कर लोगे तो I think you're good enough. And these are all the books I prepared. I mainly focused upon quality, so I redid the books that I had. So edu mentor वाली भी मैंने 2-3 बार करी थी, and जो CL वाली भी थी वो मैंने majorly हर एक question properly बार बार किया था. Then so the next question is, you have a great 12th score, didn't you choose DU? So yeah, I did choose DU because it was my main aim. I am a part of Delhi University right now, which brings me to my next question, which is a very much awaited question, and almost everyone asks, and in caps lock mainly, कि which college are you in and which course are you pursuing. So I'm finally revealing the college that I am a part of and the course that I am pursuing. So the college that I'm a part of right now is Lady Shri Ram College for Women, and yes, it's also known as LSR. So I am a part of LSR, and the course that I am pursuing is economics honors. Economics is something that I really wanted to pursue all of my senior years in school, and that is why I was very sure that I would want to pursue it in a college like LSR, and gladly here I am. Okay, so the final question is how to score very high in 12th. So I think 12th is a very important grade or a very important part of your school life. It's okay if you haven't scored very well in 12th and passed, but if you're someone who is just entered 12th or is going to enter 12th, it would be highly recommendable if you would take this 1 year of life very seriously, because things do become easy when you get a premium college or you get a better college. Because it's not about education. I'm not saying that the premium colleges have great level of education. It's just that the alumni connect is great. It's the opportunities that you receive are great. So that is why you should devote a lot of time and invest a lot of time in preparing for your class 12th boards or entrance exam, anything that you're aiming for. So talking about how to score very high is, as cliche as it may sounds, please be consistent and be dedicated. Write it on a paper what you want to do in life. Write it somewhere where in the college that you would like to go in. I had 2 colleges in mind, and I would always write their name on the paper कि मुझे ये चाहिए, इन दोनों में से कोई एक चाहिए, नहीं तो नहीं चाहिए. And gladly I was able to get through those. So that is why आई ऑल्सो रिकमेंड यू एक पेपर पे लिखो कि तुम्हें क्या करना है ज़िंदगी में. अगर ऑक्यूपेशन करियर का कुछ नहीं पता, इट्स कम्प्लीटली फाइन. जस्ट नो विच कॉलेज यू आर एमिंग फॉर एंड वॉट डज इट require from you. If the college requires an all India rank 15 or up to all India rank 30, then you have to put in the efforts to make sure that you get there. So that's just in the general terms I would want to share how you can score high in class 12. Other than that, I've made 3 videos regarding the various small tips and tricks that you can take in as a part of your school life to ensure that you get good grades, and they're very very useful, because the main part about all of those tips and tricks is how you manage your time, how are you able to save time through different short things that you do. So that is why I would highly recommend you to go through all of those 3 videos. And yeah, that's about it. I think we've covered almost half an hour for this video. It's a long one, but I've covered a lot of things. I hope this was fruitful for you, and I hope my answers were helpful, and a lot of questions have been answered and a lot of secrets have been revealed. So this was a great video and I had a lot of fun. Thank you so much for listening to me for all this long. If you've heard me for all this long, drop the word ACE, ACE in the comment box, so that I know that you've heard all of the video and that all the secrets are now yours. So thank you so much for listening to me long. Let me know if you have any other questions from me. I can definitely work on another Q&A video for you guys. And that's about it. Thank you so much and see you in the next video. Bye bye. Thank you.